Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Math 20-3, Chapter 5, Lesson 1, Angles and Trig Review. Now, here we are finding the missing angles, finding the angle given the sides of the triangle. So, for these two, I'm going to set them up for you. I'm going to tell you what sides they are. I expect you to solve them, okay? So for this green one, notice we have, that's our right angle there, so this is our hypotenuse. The angle is here, opposite that is this side, and this is the adjacent. So hypotenuse and adjacent, what trig ratio are we dealing with? Now, I can't remember either. Adjacent and hypotenuse, that's cos of A. Okay, so this is cos of A. I'm going to leave it there. I'll let you figure it out. Now, I'm also going to do this second one here. This is the right angle here. This is the hypotenuse. That's the angle. And this is the opposite. Adjacent. Now, we have the hypotenuse and we have the opposite. That is sine of x. Now, I'm going to pause the recording here. I want you guys to finish, write out the formula and do the calculations, and we'll come back and compare answers. Okay? Okay. Now, when I did it, and note I wrote out the formula. Cos of A is adjacent to hypotenuse, which equals 8 over 11. Angle A is inverse cos, or cos to the minus 1 of 8/11, 43.3 degrees. And then for the blue triangle, sine of x is opposite of our hypotenuse, so it's 51 over 55. Angle x is sine of minus 1, or inverse sine of 51 over 55. I got 68.0 degrees. I hope I got it right, because the teacher, not always, but usually I get it right. Alright, now, if you guys have got this, skip and keep on going. If you've got the least, so go on to the next example questions. But if you're having any trouble, I'm going to do this one. Now, so, what are our two trig ratios? Well, sorry, this is hypotenuse. It's the opposite. It's adjacent. So it's adjacent hypotenuse, so it's cos of x. Adjacent hypotenuse. Like I said, if you're still having trouble with this, you pay attention to the next 2 minutes. Now forward on to the next screen. Cos to the minus 1 and inverse cos. Mr. Calculator told me this was 38.5. And I have no reason to doubt it. Okay. Let's do this one here. This one's black, so this is hypotenuse. That's the angle. Opposite. Adjacent. Opposite and adjacent to the two sides we have. 10 theta. Like I said, if you've got this, keep on going. Or you can pause the recording and do the calculations and compare answers. I'm fine with that also. Whatever works for you. And if your calculator spit out at 37.3 degrees for this. Okay? So far so good? Well, I hope so. If not, come see me in class. Now, as an aside, here's my nasty evil trick question for this section. Do we need the triangle to find the angle? No. What if I just said sine of A is 1/4? How do I just gave you that? Well, you'll notice, we go back here. Let's just go back a couple questions. Here we go. Here's sine as 51 over 55. What if I wrote that as 1/4? Do you need the triangle to go with it? No. So you can skip that. Because what do you have to go here? Well, angle A is sine of minus 1/4. So grab Mr. Calculator and tell me what that angle is. Now remember, my calculator, I do inverse sine first. Your calculator, you might put the numbers in. 14.4, no, 14.5 degrees. we don't need triangle. We only need the trig ratio, or in this case, the decimal. So what if I say cos is 0.5? Sorry, cos of theta. Oh, it doesn't matter. Angle theta. Cos of minus 1, 0.5. So grab Mr. Calculator. And here's cos 0.5. 60 degrees. Okay. Go, Mr. Sutton. Go. 60 degrees. And it does, and some of you guys should realize that 1/10 is 0.5. What if I give you a weird decimal? It doesn't matter. Tan of A is 1.7895. Angle A is 10 minus 1, 1.7895, whatever that is. Let's calculate the split that out. Inverse tan, 1.7895. Bracket 60.8. Okay. So you don't need a triangle. You just need the number. Okay. Now that's when I give you the two sides or the ratio, and you have to find the angle. Remember, there was a different version to find the side. What do? You rewrite the formula. So, last set of questions. Let's find the missing side. So all we have to do here, we have to label our sides. There's the right angle, this is the hypotenuse. That's the angle, this is the opposite. That's the adjacent. So, opposite and adjacent is tan. Tan of theta. Now I always screw this up, so I have to check the formula myself. Adjacent tan theta equals opposite adjacent tan. If I can remember that. Probably that. Adjacent. Scratch off and I screw that up. Now, here we plug in the numbers and solve the equation. The adjacent is 10 centimeters times 10 degrees equals my opposite, which is x. Now, wait, let me hang this up. What is tan of 30? Now, here I want you to be very careful and note, I am giving you the angle. You should know by now, remember that that is going to be a trig ratio, or that's going to be a decimal. So tan 30 is 0.5773. So when I go tan or sine or cos of an angle, I want you to turn that into a decimal. Have Mr. Calculator turn it into a decimal. Get rid of the tan or the sine or the cos. Now, Mr. Calculator, 0.5774 times 10 is 5.774. So x, rounding that off to one decimal place, would become 5.8 centimeters. That's what you have to be able to do. And this is what a lot of people have trouble with trig. Is it tan or tan inverse tan, tan minus 1 button meters? If I give you the angle, you use the tan button. If I give you the two sides and ask for the angle, it's tan to the minus 1. Okay? So, I want you to think about that, because we are going to do a few more of these questions, okay? Now the video is going to kind of launch, so I'm going to pause it here. If you have any questions about this, watch the last example question again, otherwise, or shoot me an email, otherwise we're going on and doing these questions. Good luck.